Your life jackets are up above your heads. You won't need them. You will want to bring your arms and elbows inside the boat for safety. Please remain seated. And last but definitely not least, let's leave the monkey business to the monkeys. Please don't wave at the primates or try to get their attention. Thank you. All right, make sure your arms and elbows are inside as we back up. Here we go. We are backing up onto Lake Victoria. As you look around, Lake Victoria was named after the largest lake in Africa. Our Lake Victoria is a man-made lake that was dug about 65 years ago. Back when the zoo was just a botanical garden. This lake has brackish water, a mixture of salt and fresh. We get a bit of salt water from the Gordon River. As you look around Lake Victoria, you will see there are no need for bars or fences. This is due to our primates respecting the water as a natural barrier. Coming up on the left-hand side, we're looking for a pair of Siamang gibbons. There's a male and a female. They are both black in color. They live on both of the islands to our left, north and south. I can see one of them on the northern island, the second island to the left. They'll spend 90 to 100% of their lives up in the treetops. Here in a zoological setting where there are no predators, they do spend a good bit of time on the ground. You see how the two islands are connected with a shift line. We use that like a bridge. The shift lines are made out of repurposed fire hose donated by the Naples Fire Department. It's the only material strong enough to withstand the beating it takes. The male Siamang gibbon is on the wooden platform ahead of the boat. He has his arms reaching up, grabbing a hold of a tree. The female is also black in color. She's noticeably smaller than he is. Siamang gibbons are native to Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Sumatra. The female is a visible thick gap in the mangrove. She's sitting on the ground enjoying the sunshine. So they're native to Southeast Asia. They do have a guller sac underneath their chin. It's a large flap of skin. If they want to, they can inflate that sac with air and emit a very loud territorial call that can be heard up to 2 miles away, making the Siamang gibbon the second loudest primate after the howler monkey. When they inflate those sacs with air, the sac used to be about the same size as their head. It makes some very interesting noises. It usually lasts for 20 to 30 minutes. Generally, they'll sing once a day, maybe twice. It's very rare to sing twice, though. There are 18 different species of gibbons, or lesser apes. And something unique they all have in common, because they all have a ball and socket joint in each shoulder like we do. They also have a ball and socket joint in each wrist. So they use these ball and socket joints in conjunction with each other to build up a big head of steam. It's referred to as brachiation. The female had a birthday in January. She turned 31 years old. Now, he came to this zoo from a zoo in Colorado, the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. He's been with this zoo for probably 3 years now. If you'd like to see some more of the Siamangs, you can see them from the paved path that runs along the length of the lake, or from those tan buildings over there. Great place to see the Siamangs. And the giraffes are located behind those 2 tan buildings. On the island to the right, there are 3 black and white colobus monkeys.
Oh, they're in the tree.
At least 2 of the monkeys are in the sea grape tree, the tree closest to us on the right-hand side.
And you get a picture of them.
Black and white colobus monkeys are native to a bunch of different countries in Central Africa. They're a species of least concern. Their numbers are holding steady. This is due in large part to their highly specialized stomachs. Colobus monkeys have a multi-chambered stomach that allows them to eat vegetation that other primates cannot eat. Colobus monkeys weigh between 12 to 24 pounds, are very athletic. They can run at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. They can jump 20 feet. They have a vocalization known as barking. It's very loud when they bark. You can hear them all over the lake. It's a very unique sound. It's sort of a mixture between a gurgling sound and a croaking sound. These 3 monkeys came to the Naples Zoo from the Mesker Park Zoo in Evansville, Indiana. They've been out on the island for about 2 years. None of the primates on the cruise were taken from the wild. All of them were born in zoos. And most of the primates on the cruise came from different zoos. A few of the primates on this cruise were born here in the Naples Zoo. Now that wooden shelter, you'll see some conduit on the back of it. The shelters have electrical heating for the harsh Naples winters. Yeah, you'll see there's a bucket on the side of that shelter. The primate keepers bring out buckets of fresh water to all of the islands every day. The main islands are also equipped with touch-sensitive water fountains. But the primates far prefer the buckets of fresh water that are brought out daily by the keepers.
Look at it. Oh, look, what is it?
The next island that we'll be passing is a shift island, a very small island. The primates don't live on the shift islands. They spend brief periods of time there each day, allowing the animal keepers access to the main islands primate-free. Beyond the shift island, we're looking for a troop of black-handed spider monkeys. There are 4 black-handed spider monkeys on the next island. One of them is on that wooden shelter ahead of us, closest to the boat. Brownish in color, they weigh between 12 to 25 pounds. Look at that one taking a nap. There are more monkeys on this shelter on the opposite side of the island. Black-handed spider monkeys or New-World monkeys, many they are native to America. They do have a prehensile tail. It's like having a third hand. Anything they can do with their hands, they can do with their tail, including peeling a banana. Their tail does have a tactile pad that allows them to grab things. Black-handed spider monkeys are very important to the ecosystem as they are what is known as a seed dispersal agent. They eat fruit. It quickly passes through their system. And when they void, they leave the seeds behind in a little package of monkey fertilizer. In this way, they help to distribute different types of plants and trees throughout the rainforest. So we do have a sleeping monkey in the foreground, and on the other side of the island, there are a few more monkeys. Ahead of the boat, on the right-hand side, there's a black-handed spider monkey on his shift island. This is ahead of the boat to the right. He'll be very close to the boat. Please don't wave at him. He lives over here because he was born in 1973. He gets around pretty well for a 46-year-old black-handed spider monkey. In the wild, black-handed spider monkeys live to be about 25 years old or so. It's not unusual for them to far exceed their life expectancy in a zoological setting, with expert veterinary care, ideal food, and a lack of predators. He lives on the island with the big trees. You can see how his shift line is raised. He can go back and forth in between the shift island and the main island anytime he wants when that line is up. On the island to the left, there are 4 lemurs. There is a 2 ring-tailed lemurs. On the ground, there's a common brown lemur walking. He's underneath that wooden platform. Now, he is arboreal in the wild. He'd be up in the treetops. Here in a zoo, and there's nothing to worry about. He does spend a lot of time on the ground. Up in the tree, there's at least 2 more of the 4 lemurs. Those are ring-tailed lemurs. All lemurs are native to the island of Madagascar, a fascinating island nation off the eastern coast of Africa. 9% of the flora and fauna found there can only be found on that island. A portion of the first today goes to the Madagascar Fauna and Flora Group, a group dedicated to restoring natural areas on the island of Madagascar. We do appreciate your contribution. And his name is Mr. Brown. He's in his late 30s. Most of the primates that you see on the cruise are advanced in age. Up in that tree, you can see the tail of a ring-tailed lemur. The tail of a ring-tailed lemur is unique to each individual ringtail, in the same way that fingerprints are unique to each individual human being. Up in the tree, you'll see that yellow hammock made out of repurposed fire hose. That's an enrichment item. Enrichment items are anything that will stimulate the primates mentally. They're brought up by the animal keepers, and they change them up on a regular basis. As we move forward, you'll get a different angle on the ring-tailed lemurs up in that tree. That large tree is a fig tree. When the figs are ripe, the lemurs do enjoy snacking on them. Right where that yellow fire hose intersects with the tree is where the other ring-tailed lemur is located. I was hoping we might see the female white-fronted lemur over here. She is very similar in appearance to the male common brown lemur. Brownish fur on her body with darker fur on her head. She weighs about 6 pounds. She's down in the bushes, we won't be able to see her. Over to the left, you'll see Scanner, the 46-year-old black-handed spider monkey on Egypt Island.
I want to take him home.
Oh, look at that.
I could just hug him in your right leg. He's so cute.
We do have one more island to go. Ahead of us on the right-hand side, we're looking for a male and female red-collared lemur. If you look straight ahead of us, you'll see that male Siamang gibbon has moved over to his southern island. So inside that wooded shelter, you'll see the male and female red-collared lemur. They are brownish red in color with lighter fur on their faces. They weigh approximately 6 pounds each. Now, the zoo is part of the species survival program. They're hoping that this male and female will help add to the number of red-collared lemurs.
Aren't they?
The female red-collared lemur is only in estrus for a single 24-hour period each summer. So they have a very limited window of opportunity to be successful.
Yes.
As we approach the dock, please bring your arms and belt bows inside the boat for safety. And make sure to remain seated until we are fully docked. I want to thank you guys for being such a great group today. If you go to the right of the boat dock, you'll pass the honey badgers and gibbons on the way to the giraffes. The giraffes are located behind those tan buildings. If you'd like to feed a giraffe, you can feed one from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. If you go to the left of the boat dock, you'll see the zebras and the lions. The lions had 3 cubs about, if you go over to the right, you can see that male Siamang gibbon. The lions had 3 cubs about 9 months ago. Those cubs weigh about 100 pounds each now. There are other babies in the zoo as well. The red-ruffed lemurs had 3 babies. To see the red-ruffed lemurs, you would need to walk around the black bear habitat on the opposite side of the zoo. The mountain bongos had a baby in December, and the slenderhorn gazelles had a baby in January. They're on exhibit with their parents in the oasis. That's a bit closer to the boat dock than it is the gift shop. Okay, here come the wooded pilings. Adults, please make sure that your kids have their arms, elbows, everything inside the boat for safety. And there will be a bump as we make contact with the dock. Please remain seated. Okay, arms and elbows in the boat for safety. Here comes the bump. And here's that bump in a minute or 2. All right, folks, please watch your footing as you disembark. Thanks for joining us.